What's up, guys? Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the crypto market inspection, 11th of January 2025. Let's jump right into the charts. You got Bitcoin. We got this as a range low right here. We got this as a range high. I'm just gonna use the small lines actually, like that. Okay, so basically we have this range. We have this H4 order block resting below here. And not only this, this H4 order block is a great confluence actually, because if you look at if you go on the weekly chart, okay, we have there's a lot of lows below here. There's liquidity resting here. It's obvious by when you look at the charts, and some liquidity has not been taken yet, and that's what we're looking for. I kind of want to place this box after. It looks a little cleaner. I like how my chart clean. And my bad, guys. That was not a H4 order block. This is a daily order block. If you look at it from this range perspective, I'm just gonna move. Okay, so basically, let's put this order block here like that. Okay, so basically you have this H4 order block. Okay, now you have this 1 weekly Ferrari gap, and so the the top of the weekly Ferrari gap goes into the H4 order block, and that's a great confluence for a bouncy area. And we have these lows here. We have this low here. If you look at the heat map, I posted it earlier on my Twitter a couple of days ago. If you have the time to look at it, but there majority of the liquidity is below the 90k, and that means having a range low at 90.5 and having a H4 order block reaching from 90.587 to 88.722, and you have a weekly Ferrari gap below. It's a great area to sweep some liquidity, wait for price to get back inside the range, trade the ranges, trade the extremities of the ranges, range high, and trade the range low. Anything in between here is no man's land. You don't want to do this. Step away from the chart. Just have your um, alert set like this. Boom. Okay. How does it look on the H4? So basically, I am saying trade the extremities, but there are some scenarios that I am looking on the short side of here. I'll just explain them real quick. It's very, very simple. So basically, mm, this right here is a H12 order block, okay? Now, this order block, it could have been used as a bounce area for continuation to the range high, but we broke below it, and now it's a what we call a H12 breaker, okay? It failed to hold as support, and now it's gonna perhaps hold as resistance for us. This area is a possible short scalp scenario for me. Looking at this as my like local range high. Put this in blue, and I'm not really, yeah. This is our local low-ish area, as you can see, uh, and we have been bouncing from the local low, so that's great, and that means it's a possibility that we do get the lower high formed here. I'll look for a short scenario. Um, Maybe I'll place a limit, maybe I won't. It really depends. I might prefer going market execution here. I have an alert set on another chart on the at the H12 breaker. So what you want to look first on the lower time frame, look for a clean market structure break. You can put your entry, put your stops right above, or manual stops above this local high. So a daily close or a H4 closure above here, you can just cut and look for long trigger because then it's going to go higher. But look for trigger off the lower time frame, and you can target range low. So if we did that, that would look something like this. Let's say you get in. Let's say you get in here. Okay. Let me actually change this. I usually have prefer that specific long short colors on my chart. But basically, you target this. If you have your stop above here, manual stops, you're looking at a very good risk to reward ratio trade. You have a 3.6R. But I mean, this could wake up and stop you out. So going with manual stops above here is way better to make sure that you, okay, if it closes H4 above here, I'll cut it. And if it starts holding, you can cut it for 0.5R because maybe then it flips. But if it breaks down, you're good, you know. So many times this happened to me. I get just wicked out if I have a hard stop loss resting here, and then they go straight to my TP. So you don't want to have that happening. But you could go for the safe trade too, for a 2R at least. Here you have some more to play with, or you can put your stops above the 12-hour highs here or daily highs here. You're still looking at a 1.7R, which is great. Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of my thought scenario for now at BTC. Again, I want to go over our trigger to go long for our BTC. Our trigger will be price takes out liquidity. We get alerted. We wait for price to get back inside the range. If it starts holding, I look for a trigger and I put my stops below here, and I'll target the mid range of this range. So yeah, it could be the H12 again, for example. You could take that as your TP1. Somewhere in the mid range is great to take profit at always. Or you could wait for the mid range to flip again, and then while you're taking profits, you can add back in, and you look to target the highs, and you kind of want to get out here. The reason you want to get out here is because you have this H4 supply resting exactly at the um, at the range high. It's a great area to take profit. We deviated the range high, right? So range high, we deviated it, and we have a H4 supply resting exactly there. Um, People tried to long here, as you see, and we created this supply, and then we dropped lower, and we have equal highs. I actually want to add this. Oh, yeah, and we have equal highs here. So drawn liquidity is going to be into this area. So you want to look for a price to take out the equal highs into the H4 supply, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe it flips, it holds. We look for long trigger. Yeah, it just depends until when we get there. We're gonna talk more about that. But for now, we're looking for this down here, and I'm looking for maybe timing it a little bit with the daily stochastic RSI. This one's it's at the low now, but I think we could get something like this choppiness down here, something like this, a double bottom perhaps would be very nice. I also want to time it with the H4 a little once we are down here. Time it maybe with the H4 while you're looking for the trigger. Look for maybe an R side divergence if that appears, but yeah, and then look at the delta. If you have people opening aggressive shorts down here, they're gonna get absorbed, and you're gonna look for your long trigger. And yeah, that's it for BTC. Don't have really much more to say on that. Let's head over to Ethereum real quick. So this is very much the same chart, almost in my opinion. But I'm just gonna go through it real quick here. Let's go on the daily actually. So let's go on the weekly. So this is our this is obvious liquidity below here. This is our significant low. Okay, range low, range high. This dotted line or the striped line is the mid range. And then I've drawn this like a gray box. This is kind of like the SR level. I just drawn from my eyes, but yeah, it's looking like this. Okay, it's a very clean range considering price action right now. You can just tell from the wicks into the mid range. It's very clean. The liquidity grab here, it's sold off. Struggled to get above the mid range. We got above the mid range. People tried to long here, while the bears just pushed price lower. And now we're sweep this liquidity, and we're looking to make a lower high somewhere in this region, confluence with BTC, before we perhaps take out this low and then these lows below here. I have this H4 order block, which is an amazing order block. It's resting right below our range low, which is just amazing. Let me go on the H4 chart here. So when you trade ranges, okay, a great way to catch some like insane sniper fills is looking for order blocks below the range low or below a significant low that has liquidity below it, right? If price is going to nuke, it's going to nuke right into this H4 order block. Uh, and that's when you kind of want to have some stink bids always placed at these. Um, so I'm looking, I'm looking to trade Ethereum up to the range high as a swing trade, while I have my stops somewhere here below here. You're looking at a over yeah a 2.8 R. If you have your stops way at the like the lowest low, you're still looking at a 2.5 R, which is amazing if you're swinging really hard. Or you could go with some more like riskier, like a daily closure below the H4 order block. But you have your stop somewhere here. Um, it's still 10.27% down, so like price is probably going to get bought up pretty quickly if it goes anywhere below here. But if you're lucky, you can catch a wick down here, and then you're pretty safe here, in my opinion, if you have a hard stop loss. Uh, but yeah, daily closure here, and then you will look at the cut, and then it's going to bleed lower and take out these lows. But that's far in the future. I do not think that is going to happen at all at the moment. But yeah, pretty much I have placed stink bids here on Ethereum, looking to target the range high, if not even hold it up towards the 5K region, which is looking at a 7.33 R if I have my hard stop loss here as I just discussed. Um, so yeah, that is a possible limit swing long. But I'm also looking for something like this on my sub account where if price doesn't take out swipe into this H4 order block, I'll be looking for a deviation of the range low here. I'll wait for price to get back above. I'll look for my entry. If I see my system telling me, yeah, it's fine. And I'll put my stop below the low, and I'll target the mid-range. And we'll see what happens from here. Maybe we get back above here, and we go for the high. Considering how FBTC is looking now, one sweep of this would be very nice. I'm going to show you guys the chart, which is kind of confluence with this chart I just showed you. So this is something I've drawn here before. I'm just gonna remove it here. So basically, this is very nice. You have this is the weekly FBTC chart. Okay, you have this order block down here. You have the range low. You have I picked this as my range high because it's confluence with this high and this little wick before the bigger kind of wick. And we have this mid range. We have the deviation of the mid range. We rejected. We tried multiple times. We rejected perfectly here, and now we're trading lower. We're kind of like making lows here. So what I'm looking for in confluence with BTC, with Ethereum is one last sweep, right? You want to see one last sweep of maybe this high, sweep some good liquidity. Um, you're looking for you're looking for something like this, and this is where, yeah, uh, right. This is where, in my opinion, you see FBTC going higher in like 3 weeks. You go higher, right? We want to see this massive expansion move that we had here, the massive expansion move that we have had here, the massive expansion move we have had here. Once FBTC rips, it really rips. Uh, right? We see that from history. And if you're looking at this, if you inverse the chart, this is kind of how you would trade the range high, right? Maybe maybe it does sweep this low. If it does, you have this. If you're looking at it from this perspective, you kind of have this supply here. You have this supply here, or this will be an order block, right? So it, there's a scenario where it could maybe go into this. We get the deviation of the in this scenario because this chart is inverted, the range high. You wait for price to break structure, get back above, and trade lower, right? And target the mid range and then the range high, and we have a full on alt season. So this kind of matches up really great with Ethereum. I'm not saying it's gonna do this. It might just do something like this, a little small dip again, and then we look for our long. So yeah, uh, really interested in trading the extremities of the range on Ethereum uh, and on Bitcoin. Now, thinking about maybe going through some altcoins maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, and I'm gonna make a weekly performance video from trades I took. Maybe yeah, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the daily crypto market inspection for 12th of January 2025. Remember, trade the extremities of the range and be careful around leverage and use great risk management. See you guys in the next video. Peace.